All right, Cameo, it is time for Nerds to Men on Films.
Hey, it.
This week, we don't have anything that's like late breaking that came out that we wanted to go see at the theater or whatnot, but there was a couple movies that we have neglected to talk about here on the show. And I wanted to watch these and see what you thought about them. You actually had seen both of these. So the first one that we're going to talk about is Batman and Superman Battle of the Super Sons. It's the DC animated, the latest release. Came out, like a couple months ago? Now this one was, I didn't want to watch it at first, Cameo, because I was like, it looks like, of course it's Battle of the Super Sons, so it's about Damien Wayne and Jonathan Kent, the sons of Batman and Superman. Not together, but...
I was just about to say that.
Well, the reason I say that is because, like, in Titans, Connor he's made from the DNA of Lex and Superman, and they kind of mention him offhand, I think, in this one, where he's like, coming up with Jonathan Kent is coming up with names, and he's like, Superboy's already been done, yada yada yada. But I think that's the name he ends up kind of going with in this one.
Yeah.
But Damien Wayne played by Jack Griffo, and what I thought was really funny, Jonathan Kent, because this is like him finding out that he actually has superhero powers. At first in the movie, he doesn't even know his dad is Superman, which I thought was ridiculous.
All right.
But he's played by Jack Dylan Grazer, who you might remember him as Freddie Freeman in Shazam. But I didn't realize, and now I'm like, oh, yeah, of course that's the same kid. He was in the It movies, too. He was? Yeah, he was like the nerdy kid that, like, I believe he always had to use the inhaler. Like, his mom made him use the inhaler even though he didn't need it.
The new It movies?
Yeah.
Well, it has to be the new It movies.
Yeah. No, the ones from the 80s. No,
hey, he might be like Tom Cruise and never ages.
Maybe, you're right. But yeah, I was like, wow, I can't believe he was in that, because I loved, in that movie, I loved the kid him who played that character, because like,
okay.
What was really funny was the adult version that he played, that of the same character. They like looked and kind of had the same mannerisms. I thought that they both did like a great job of playing off of each other, not playing in scenes with each other, but they either the adult actor was trying to act somewhat like the kid, or the kid, you know what I'm saying, with mannerisms and whatnot. Anyway,
yeah,
it was believable. So yeah, he was in It, and I did not realize that, even though I knew exactly who it was once I was like, oh, wow. Troy Baker played Batman in this movie. Travis Willingham was Superman. I really, just to kind of tell everybody what I thought about the movie, I did end up enjoying it more, even though I was like, I don't want to watch these two kids fight each other. And with it called Battle of the Super Sons, that's what it really sounded like it was going to be, but not since like Batman versus Superman have we been more disappointed with the title misleading what the movie was about, because actually they didn't ever battle. I mean, they didn't get along at first because Damien's just a douche.
Right.
But one question is, when is Damien, like several movies now, Damien's been about the same age, right? So is he not going to age? Is he, is he like a vampire bat?
Maybe because his grandfather has a Lazarus pit. Maybe he has like some type of, like, I don't know, skincare lotion.
Yeah.
That's made of the Lazarus pit. And
he just rubs
it on him. I don't know.
I think they're milking the teenage pissed off Robin a little too hard on this in the last few movies. That's
very
not that, and like I say, it's a good movie. I like the animation. I really like they did some cool stuff with the animation.
What I am kind of irritated about is that it's not part of the the new animation style that they are doing.
Right.
So it's not technically canon to the new Superman animated. Well, it's not new kind of. I don't know how to say it, but it came out. It's like the Man of Tomorrow.
Oh
and I believe like Martian the Manhunter's in it. There's the Flash movie that came out that was in the same style of animation, and that's not canon to this. So I don't really understand. Like, don't get me wrong, I love the majority of DC's animated stuff, but like I kind of want it to be canon, kind of like the Son of Batman,
right?
And then you had Batman versus Robin or whatever.
Bad Blood.
Then you had Bad Blood. Then you had where he joined the Teen Titans. What was it called?
Oh yeah, I know what was it
the Judas Project or something?
Contract.
So Judas Contract. There we go.
Yeah.
So now you have this one where he's not part of the Teen Titans,
right?
And then you have Superman's son now. Why couldn't this been in one of those style of animations? But whatever.
Yeah,
I'm upset.
I liked it though. I did like this movie. I liked Starro being in it.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it feels like a little soon after Suicide Squad for Starro. Yeah. I still enjoyed it. I liked it.
Well, the crazy thing is that Starro is in the new DLC for Gotham Knights.
Oh, really? That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm like, what is everybody's fascination with Starro now?
I mean, it's a cool concept.
I mean, it is, but
especially the way it set up this movie to where like the Justice League and everybody had been infected with a Starro parasite. Mm-hmm. And so that basically only left Damien and Jonathan to fight Starro. So I thought that was cool.
So I watched Battle of the Super Sons again before we did the show.
Oh yeah.
And I didn't know this. When Jonathan meets Damien for the first time and he sees the cow has a bat logo on its face.
Yeah.
I didn't know that the first time I watched it.
Where did that come from? Was that from another movie? Did I miss something?
I have no idea.
Okay, because I was like, why does he have a cow with a Batman symbol?
And why wouldn't he let him, milk him? Or milk, not him, but her. Milk her.
Yeah, maybe.
He was so angry.
I don't, I don't drink cow milk. I think it's gross. So maybe.
I don't either.
But we have goats, and one of them's pregnant, and my wife the other day was like, "Oh, well, we can, use the goat milk." And I was like, "Ugh, for what? Ugh. I ain't drinking no goat milk. I'll make them into gyros." But
that's wrong.
Yeah, I know. Anyhow, but yeah, so like I say, good story, not great, but a decent story. And again, not totally for kids either, just because like towards the end, especially like Lois Lane, she had a little potty mouth on her. She tried to drop the MF word.
Yeah.
So
she said the S word a couple times.
She did. Yeah. So maybe not. She might not be good for raising kids. You know what I mean? I don't know.
No.
I don't know. No, I'm kidding.
Maybe because she doesn't get to type the curse words in her articles. Maybe that's why she has to say them out loud so she doesn't put them in the paper.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
I think that they were just like, how can we sneak in a few cuss words so that it's not just for kids in the most inoffensive way?
Right.
Yeah. Well, the next movie we're going to talk about is a lot more for kids, but it was a lot better movie in my opinion too. And another, again, like I said, same reason I didn't want to watch it, because I was like, oh, this looks for the kids. But with a lot of those animated movies, they do put stuff in that adults will enjoy too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about DC League of Super Pets. This one came out over the summer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did $204 million and had a $90 million budget. Can you believe it cost $90 million to make a movie like that? Like a animated? But, I mean, the cast is huge. Like,
yes,
you got Crypto the Super Dog, played by The Rock. You've got Ace, played by Kevin Hart, because Kevin Hart and The Rock are tag team champions.
Right. I'm kind of shocked that Kevin Hart wasn't in Black Adam.
Yeah. Well,
I'm pretty shocked.
You know, that's the thing too. Well, it's kind of spoilerish, I guess, but if you haven't seen it yet, but spoilers, Black Adam does make a little bit of a cameo. So, and Anubis.
Oh.
Yeah. So,
but Kate McKinnon, she's Lulu, the naked mole rat or whatever she is.
Yeah, Kate McKinnon. We also
John
had
Krasinski,
yes,
who was Superman.
I didn't even realize that was John Krasinski the whole time I was watching it.
Me either.
Natasha Lyonne was the turtle. Diego Luna,
Andor.
Yeah,
he was Chip. Which one? That was the
squirrel with the electricity.
Squirrel, okay.
Yeah. Mark Maron was Lex Luthor, and this I didn't realize this the whole movie. Keanu Reeves as Batman.
That was pretty dope.
Dude,
I'm not gonna lie.
Here's the thing: they could take the same voice cast and make a really dope, like just not about pets animated movie. Like really dope, really dope. But in the movie, Crypto the Super Dog is starting to find out that like he's not like the center of Superman's life as he had once been. Now that Superman and Lois Lane are getting a little Frankie, they want, they want their own spot to, without Spot, they're watching, and they're going to get married. So,
so they can have another Jonathan Kent.
Yeah. But to me, none of that, like, okay, so just get him his own little room, but in this one, Clark was starting to think, well, maybe he needs his own little super buddy that not really even a super buddy, but just he was going to go get like another pet, probably would have been Ace.
Yeah.
But Ace started trying to act a fool, tried to escape. Him and Crypto got into it. Crypto beat his ass.
That was hilarious.
Yeah. No, he didn't really whip him. But he did.
Froze him.
He froze
his
him.
pulse.
Yeah, so he couldn't run away. Because Crypto was, he's a cop deep down. He's a narc.
Right. You're right. I was about to say that.
So the whole thing was Lulu gets like, how did she get the orange stone? It came from a meteor, but somehow she got one, and she had been Lex Luthor's little test animal, and so she thought that they were partners.
Yeah,
and so she was going to break out. She was going to have Superman, or she did have Superman, or did she, or did Lex Luthor?
She did.
She did. Yeah, she had Superman kidnapped and fed Crypto some kryptonite and some cheese. So he didn't have powers for a while. But
right.
The catch was all the other animals in the little shelter she was in that she had to escape from, Ace and the ones we just mentioned, they too got powers when they were introduced to that stone. So they go on an adventure with Crypto to find Superman and to find themselves.
Right.
Which is, basically what happened. It was a good movie though. I thought there was a lot of funny parts in it. Again, nothing that I would say, not like they didn't do the cursing and stuff like they did in Super Sons, but it wasn't just totally like children humor either.
Yeah, I think this was, and I think that's all animations that are kind of geared towards children. They will like throw some adult jokes in there.
Yeah, because they know who's paying for these kids to get in.
Oh, right. So, would a grown man go see this movie? Probably not.
Not by yourself anyway.
No. If you have kids, of course. But
You're gonna look
again, right. Someone's be like,
Dude, I gotta tell a quick story.
Come here, Johnny. Come
Yeah.
here, Stacy. Stay away from this guy.
Yeah. Just a quick story. I used to live in these apartments across from Quail Springs Mall.
Mm-hmm.
And so every Sunday, whether I had somebody to go with me or not, which a lot of times it was not, but I would go watch a movie at the theater.
Mm-hmm.
And I was working in radio, and like Sundays were my day off.
Mm-hmm.
So some Sundays, of course, there wasn't anything playing that was all that great, but I'd just go just to go watch something, right? I didn't have cable. That's all I could afford was to go see a movie. So She's the Man was playing. Do you remember that with, what's her name? Something Bynes. Amanda Bynes?
Amanda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is a movie where she's trying to pretend like she's a boy to get on the soccer team to get scholarship or something. So I'm like, that seems okay. I'll just watch that. So I go in there by myself, one ticket, and I'm like in a theater surrounded, and like it's Sunday at like noon. So I was thinking I'd be okay. I'm surrounded by moms and their daughters, and they are all giving me the creeper look. Like, what are you doing? Like, I should have brought a notepad so it looked like I'm reviewing it or something.
Right.
But yeah, so that's when I was like, no more Disney movies on Creeper Sunday.
I was trying to pick up a hot soccer mom.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. But yeah, so like we're saying, if you were a man by yourself, you might not have gone to see this movie, but you can watch it in your own home on HBO Max.
Right.
And I, like I said, it's a good movie. It had a really good story. The animation was cool. All of the same,
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely would recommend watching DC League of Super Pets. It's not necessarily the best thing you could watch today if you're looking for something to watch, but
yeah,
it's a good movie. And again, there's like little jokes like Batman having him be like a squeeze toy, and Keanu Reeves delivering the if that's not a licensed toy, I'm gonna be so mad.
Right.
That was so good. But
that was good.
I didn't realize it was Keanu Reeves though, the whole movie.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing? Like, again, like I said earlier, they could make a true, like a more serious animated movie, kind of like in the vein of the Super Sons, but not be about that. Mm-hmm. But with this cast, and it could be a dope movie all on its own without being about, anything childlike.
Mm.
But yeah, so I give these two movies, I'd give them 2 out of 3 happy teared Kevin Smiths.
I would say the same. Yeah, I'll give him the same.
Yeah, I don't think Kevin Smith will be crying any happy tears about these movies. Well, actually, there was a scene in Super Pets where I was like, that was really sad. And actually a few scenes, because if you have dogs or whatever,
right?
Yeah, that always tugs on your heart. But like, there's one scene where, spoiler alert, he gets hit by a car, Crypto, and he doesn't have any powers. And I was like, that was kind of vicious, actually. Like, you don't really want to think about dogs getting hit by cars, because usually if you have any memory of seeing or like your dog, or like maybe you hit a dog, like I have both actually. Those are not pleasant memories, Right. But yeah, the interactions between the pets and their owners, though, like that there is a special in that movie, a special connection that reminds you if you're a pet lover. And so I think that's another reason why I love this movie. In fact, I will tell you, Cameo, I didn't cry during this movie, but the movies I grew up like crying over were usually like Old Yeller or Canine Cop. It had dogs involved.
I don't remember Canine Cop.
Canine Cop, it was a dog, and he was I think he was like a drug dog, and his partner was a detective, like Jim Belushi, I think was the guy playing his partner.
Oh, okay. I do remember that now. Okay.
Yeah. And there's a scene where you think Canine Cop maybe is no more, and that's where I was like, oh my God. Everybody's looking at me like, why are you crying? Like, it's sad.
Right.
I like dogs. I like dags.
Dags.
So, if you like dags, you'll like this movie. All right. That's Nerds to Men on Films, Cameo.